Please, all of you, go down. I forgot my message book. Try it. I thought I carried it. I just thought I carried it. All right. I'm the one that prepared it, so let's go back there. Kai. We're to work with at least 30 scriptures. It's all right. Luke chapter 12. Luke Gospel. Chapter 12. We'll take a reading from verse 14. Luke Gospel chapter 12, reading from verse 14. And he said unto him, is it 14? No, let's do 15. From 15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness. The translation I used in preparing this said greed. So the synonym of covetousness is greed. That's the nearest word to covetousness. Greed. To covet, to be greedy. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, which is greed. For a man's life does not consist in the abundance of the things which he has, which he possesses. And he spake a parable unto them, saying. Now he now uses this parable to buttress verse 15. The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, what shall I do? Because I have no room where to store my goods. And he said, this will I do. I will pull down my barns. I'll pull it down and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruit and my goods. And I will say to my soul, so you can speak to your soul. Your soul can be talked to. That means if the man was able to talk to his soul, any other person can speak to his soul. You can give your soul a direction. You can communicate with your soul. You can be pleased with your soul and you can be displeased with your soul. Thou hast much goods laid up for many years. Take thine ease. So you can tell your soul or yourself, bros, calm down. You are too fast. Don't go there. Stay here. You go to church too much. Relax. You can tell yourself you pray too much. Do what? Relax. So that's what he said to his soul. Take ease eat, drink, and be merry. Someone said that one day she would just make up her mind and say she just wants to spend time and have sex and just enjoy herself. That's the kind of thing the man said. I don't enjoy myself. I just want to take some time out and really put money in myself. I've not really put money in myself. I want to spend 2 months, put money in myself. Flex. I want to flex. So that's what he said to himself. I want to drink. I want to eat. I want to do pizza. I want to feel among. If there's nobody to make me happy, I want to do what I want to make myself happy. Just every weekend I do ishewu. Whatever can make me happy, I want to make myself happy. I do ice cream, I go out, I hang out. By 9-10 p.m. I come back. This life is one. I use that of the belly. It is that one I would take home. If I die, let me go with something. Here I'm not, there I'm not. Eh? And be merry. Next verse. But God said to him, thou fool. So anybody that talks like that is what? Is a fool. Playing for Fulham. He said, thou fool. This night thy soul shall be required of thee. One thing you cannot return or take back or hold back or custody is what? Your soul. You are not the owner. You are not the owner of your soul. So whatever you are doing, whatever you think you want to enjoy, whatever you want to marry, there is one thing you can't take. And as you lay down to sleep, your soul does not belong to you. It doesn't. Understand that your soul can be called upon, can be taken from you any day, any time. Any day. You can plan, I want to be here tomorrow. I want to be here, I want to be there. This is what I want to become. As you are planning, the owner of the soul has already given your soul appointment and say, this is your plan, but this is where your soul is going to be by this time. So as you are seated here, hear me. You can only know as you are going, but you can't tell the next 10 minutes. Because the owner of the soul can require of that soul, and he will take it. Praise God. So the owner of the soul said to him, this night thy soul shall be required of thee. Then whose shall those things be which thou hast provided? Jesus asked a question. All those things that the man pulled barns, destroyed here, quarreled with people, insulted people, made enemies. Because he wanted to be a yam title holder. He wanted to be the highest harvester of yam. And in his pursuit to become something in life, to have money, to be rich, to be wealthy, he will offend people just to have money, just to be the richest man, just to be the wealthiest person. He will offend. He doesn't care. Provided he will achieve his goal, provided he will be topmost in his career, provided he will be the most outstanding preacher, provided he will have a voice, provided he will drive the best car and live in the best house, provided he or she will be the most handsome or beautiful. Whatever that pursuit will cost people, he doesn't care. She does not care. What he cares, what she cares, is what he or she becomes. However you feel, that's your concern. Provided I am happy and I get what I want, I don't care about it. So Jesus asked, all those things that he labored for, you insult your husband, trample on your wife to become, destroy the other person, and you finally became, and your soul is taken away from you. Jesus is asking, then who shall those things be that you provided for? Ask Abakiari. You know that man? Ask Sani Abacha. Ask him. Ask Muammar Gaddafi. Libya was one of the best places to live in the world. If you want to marry, the president of Libya will give you money to marry, free house and all of that. But today, look at Libya. It's a war-torn place. The Oyibo people use them against themselves. Today, Libya is an eyesore. There was nothing a Libyan lacked. What you see in UAE today, it was in Libya. Their GDP was something else. And Oyibo people said, how do we destroy this place and the people? And they used themselves to destroy themselves. Praise God. And that's the problem of an Akwa Ibom person. If you want to destroy an Akwa Ibom man, don't look for a witch, don't look for a wizard. Look for his fellow brother, even in the church. You can achieve that aim. Just call an Akwa Ibom girl, say, how do you destroy that man? I want to open a shop for you. Destroy him. She will do it. Except the one that has the fear of God. Just say, talk about that man, just rubbish him, say something to few persons. I will give you 300,000. You buy Pepsi and sell. She will do it. And if you do that and stock Pepsi and begin to sell, and the owner of your soul requires of that soul, who will you hand over those Pepsi bottles to? That's the question. Whom will you hand it over to? The wealth, the things you've achieved by backstabbing, the position you have acquired or reached by backstabbing someone, if you die today, that seat, that office, whom will you hand it over to? Is the question. So I ask you, if you destroy me now, and I'm destroyed, and God allows it, I'm destroyed, will you become the head of this church? Will you do what I've been doing? You will not. So why do you do it? When you know you will not do what I've been doing. Now I will ask you, okay, come and stay here for 10 minutes on a Monday night by 12 a.m. Just stay here for 10-15 minutes. Do what I've been doing. Will you do it? So what is the essence of destroying someone whose place you won't take? Will you take my salary? You will not take it. They won't pay you. Will you inherit my children and my wife? You will not. So why do you do what you know that finally you achieve your aim, but you cannot replace that person? Now, if people will sit down to think of all these, there are things they will not do. So today we are looking at what is the real worth of a person. What is the real worth of a person? What is your worth? What is the real worth of a person? Look at this. Pastor Sika, what is the value of Naira? If we say the value of Naira, what do we mean? Get a mic, answer my question, please. I'm asking you because you understand economics. We say, what is the worth of Naira?
The worth of Naira is the purchasing power.
You are very correct. It is the purchasing power of Naira. But you have confused them now. You are 100% correct. The value of Naira is what? It is the purchasing power of Naira. What does that mean?
What we can actually use Naira to buy
at a particular time. That's the value of Naira. Now, I have 1 million now. I have 1 million. And I'm living in a good parlor and 3 rooms. Here, call it in Osama. In Osama. A parlor, 3 rooms. I have 1 million and I say I have money. My children are in school that I pay at least 300,000 a term. And I have 3 of them. And I'm to renew my rent in Osama estate. And I have 1 million. What is the value of that money? I'm still talking to you.
Well, in that case, the value of the money does not really make much sense. On economists, I think what the person should do at that time is to look at the scale of preference.
No, we are not going to scale of preference now. I'm asking you, what is the value of that money considering what I have told you?
That's what I'm saying. Since the money is not sufficient for those things that have been mentioned, we look you make a choice of the one that is.
Somebody wants to answer. Please give her mic. Give her mic. Give her mic.
The value of that money is worthless.
God bless you. The value of that money is worthless. At that moment, it's worthless. It means nothing. It means nothing. So, you that have that money, what is your worth? You with that amount of money, considering that rent in that area, and considering your 3 children whose terminal fees are 300,000, what is your worth? Do you have money? You have no money. So that 1 million has entered your account and you think you are rich. Your original worth, 900,000 out for fees, rent of 3-bedroom flat in that place, good house, the rent is 1.2. So what is your worth? You're worth nothing. So I want to go and take a loan. I am already in deficit. So if the loan officer checks and wants to give you loan, run your account and all of that, and check your salary, that your salary a month is 150, and you want to take loan to pay for your rent, and he wants to give you this loan for a period of 2-3 years, and you are taking 1.5 for 3 years on a salary of 150. That means in the next 3 years you are running in deficit. So what is your original worth? What's your original worth? So we are looking at the worth of a person. The worth of a person. Have you really sat down and look at yourself and ask yourself, what do I worth? What is my worth? That you come before God, and while you are standing before the Lord, do you ask yourself, what is my worth? The Bible says 2 men, a publican. Who is a publican? A publican is a publican. Stood before God, and a Pharisee was there too. And the Pharisee came and said, I pay my tithe, I do this, I do that, I do that. I am not like the other one. I am not like this other one. And the publican came and said, oh Lord, I am this. I'm a sinner. I've done this. I've come to ask for mercy. And Jesus said, between the two of them, who was justified? Who was justified? The publican was justified. The man knew he worth nothing. But the one that said he worth this, he was disqualified. So always try to know your real value and your true worth. What you worth. Always try to know it. It is important. Because if you know your true value and what you are worth, there are things you will not stand on the shelf to buy. There are things that when you look, you will remove your eyes. You will not be looking at it and say, I'm looking at it by faith. What I'm saying now, I'm not talking faith. You having hypertension and you convert it to faith. Some of us, what we call faith is what? Spiritual hypertension. You have spiritual hyper. It is what you call faith. You pass by state housing, await housing, you see building, and just speak in tongues. Shapadina la katamahana gasiana haguriana hashanda. Lord, I pray myself into this dimension. You are a thief. That is no faith. That's greed. That's covetousness. You see a car passes. Neat car. And you sit where people are. You have small car. You have tuke that you are managing. It's helping you. You are moving. Another money is left for you to meet other bills. You are okay. In the place where you are seated, somebody is talking of another one. Kai, the hypertension is triggered. That looks like faith. And you start calculating. How do I do it? This one, that one, that one, that one. You are comfortably seated. You have what to wear. And suddenly, oh, our group is going on visitation, and they need to wear blue and turquoise red. The money is not there, and your husband is going to give you feeding money. They give you money for this, money for that will settle home. Let everybody be happy. And already it is from that money that you are calculating on how to reduce what to buy, how to cut corners through that money so that you can wear. That's greed. That's covetousness. It is greed. It is greed. Jesus said, beware of greed, for a man's life does not consist in the abundance of the things that he has. So the real value of your life is not measured by what you have. What you have does not define you. Your real definition is not what you have. So I come here, I wear agbada. The usher that stands there, God, bow, welcome sir, and greet me. I wore perfume. The thing slapped everybody. Welcome sir. And I flung khaki. I come out in a brocade, well starched, agbada starched. I look like an MD from one solid organization. You rush and put me very comfortably in a place, whereas me that is coming, I have only 100,000 naira in my account, and I'm owing people. You just saw my look and you were deceived. and you gave me preference. Whereas another guy came in and decided to fly his shit in a chino. But that guy has like 500 million naira in his account. And you, the usher, had to treat him with levity. And the respect you accorded me, you could not accord him. Just because he was not in Agbada. He was just in a chino and was flying his shit. So you now value me by what I was putting on. And whereas that is not my true worth. And there are people that are carrying presence that does not look like them. They are carrying atmosphere that doesn't look like them. They are carrying the climate that does not look like them. I was passing by somewhere, they said something to somebody. They said, Obong udoro uyu obong. That is, you are not a king, but your voice looks like a king. There is a true worth of a man. The true worth of a man is not in the things that he has. So, I can rate my life based on my properties. I have a land in Ewet. I have 2 properties in Ewet. I have 3 in Osoma. I have this here. I have that there. I have that there. And I sit down. I say, today, even if something happens, I'm still myself. I have where to fall back to. Can I shock you? The man in Luke chapter 12 had something to fall back. His produce, his harvest, his fruit, he labored for them. And the man said, I can rest and depend on my harvest. Even if my children don't respond to me, my harvest, I have it. So as he slept, the owner of his soul, the one that gave him the harvest, came and knocked at the door and said, come. So he now asked him a question. So who will inherit? Or those things you labored for, whom will you leave it for? Whom did you leave it for? Whatever you count in this life, count that you have Jesus. May you not be tempted in this life to say you have buildings, you have children, you have assets. That woman said she had a child. My classmate, we all finished, and he had his BA philosophy, Unica, and the mom was boasting, this is my son, and that's the only child that she had, and prepared everything, his visa, everything to move to UK. Came. The guy was a singer, and he followed one general overseer for a program in Port Harcourt. And while they were at Headbridge, coming from Calabar Headbridge, there was a big pothole, and he said, let me dodge. As he dodged, there was a vehicle that was coming in front of them, and he couldn't dodge well. There was a head-on collision. Everybody died in that vehicle. The preacher lost, I think, 3 of herself and either 2 or 3 of her children. This young man died. And while we went to visit his mother, he said, look at his visa. He was to travel next week to UK. the life of a man does not consist in the abundance of the things which he has. So the one that has children should not mock and laugh at the one that does not have. Don't. Because those ones you have and call children, some people's own have become imbecile and they amount to nothing. Sir, never look at your child and find yourself and say, God, I am complete. The only thing that makes a man to be complete in this life is Jesus. And if you like, have everything, don't have Jesus, you have nothing. If you like, build a house, put swimming pool, park 20 cars there, park 20 cars, do whatever you want to do, and you have no Christ, may I tell you that you are the most empty person in this life. You have nothing. I heard somebody's CV. He had masters in engineering somewhere here in Nigeria and traveled out and decided to do masters quantum mechanics, masters electrical mechanics, masters witchcraft mechanics, masters. So he had like 4-5 master degree from UK in engineering, and finally had PhD in something. So the man said they now sent him to come and take the course. Kai! He said all of them were lost. That the man will come. I would just say A plus B equals C derivative A, and left them there. He said they complained. All of them carried over that course. That is the stupidity of life. Because you think you have all the time and that you are going to pursue earthly honor that will make you to receive the accolade of men. So you see somebody that studied English, so I want to do masters lexis and structure. I want to do masters oral English, masters quintessential English, masters in punctuation. This small punctuation and all the grammar that she's speaking. Akwa Ibom State is paying her 75,000. Why do you waste your time pursuing something that does not add earthly value? Whereas there is an Igbo man in Aba, in Onitsha. He had primary 6, JS3, SS3. You go there, you see properties that he has built. But when that man comes to the bank, he wears palm slippers. And the degree that he has is body odor. That is his degree. So you find yourself how you went to stay in UK to speak nonsense and came back here to be collecting 100,000 naira. That is when you will see a fine girl here. A fine girl say, they tell the fine girl, UK product and Newi product, which one do you like? You say, give me Newi. I know the soap that he can bath and smell fine. I know the soap. What is the real worth of a man? When they want to define rich men, you always hear they say his net worth. His net worth, not gross worth. Net worth. So you find out that people are living for what will not last, and they are not living for what will last. They are laboring for what will not last. You labor for that which fire can burn. I'm telling you, that's what people are laboring for. That which will have accidents. That's what they are laboring for. But the one that has eternal value, the one that has eternal value, people don't labor for it. They don't want it. Sir, you see this life? You see this life that we are? One day, let's do Matthew chapter 19 verse 21. Matthew 19:21. Somebody can read. Let's not depend here, please. Somebody can read. Jesus said, Matthew what? Can you do from verse 19? Somebody should read. You can read what is there on the screen. Just read.
Honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
All right.
The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven.
Now, where does the Bible say we should put our treasure?
In heaven.
Where?
In heaven.
Our treasure should be put in heaven. Our treasure should not be fixed here on earth, and it should not be banked on riches. Jesus called him and said, follow me. The man he struggled in following Christ. He struggled. Why? Now look at the things making you not to follow Jesus. Look at them. Where will be the end of the thing that is making you not to follow Jesus? The end of that thing will be in hell. It will be in the lake of fire. Can I ask a question? Right now, as we are seated, show me one thing that you have that as you die, that thing will go with you? Show me. Show me one. Is there anyone? Will your wristwatch go with you? So why do you tell lies for wristwatch? Let me ask. Will your date of birth go with you? It won't go with you. So why do you lie? You are 40 and you say you are 32. And you go to National Population Commission and do birth certificate that shows you are 32. And tell a lie so that you get a job. I've been in a place where people will come to change age, and sometimes I'm the one to authorize that age will be amended. So one of those days, one came and they sent her to me, and she was going to amend her age backward by 10 years. Was born like 1980 or 83, and said they want to do it to 93. So I asked her why. She said that she's going for military job. Military job. So I said, this job, what age do they want? They said they want 20 something young people. So I now said, so they are going to do some drillings. They will do Boy Scout man of war issues. Now, do you have the strength to do that? He said, what I want is I want a job. I say, I have seen that you will die in that place, because your heart will not be able to take what they will do. So don't go, because one of the doorways of untimely death is this job. This job is going to kill you. Now that you are struggling and poor, you are alive. But as you are going for this job to get money, this job will kill you. Don't go. He said, I will go. I say, I am not the one that will kill you. Carry your paper and go. I will not approve it. I will not approve this amendment. Go to another place. They can amend it there for you. 3 days after, she came with her mother. The mother came and said, sir, why have you not approved this thing? Let my daughter go and have the job. And I said to her, my late mother and father will not follow me to come for this. My father will not come. My father will not approve illegality. I said, madam, I'm ashamed that your daughter has compelled you to come here. I'm ashamed. For you to come as a mother, you know the day you get birth to this woman, and you have followed your daughter has misled you, and you followed her. Madam, it is a shame. My father, who used to drink champion beer, will not do this. She sat down. He told the girl, let us go. I said, back to the sender. There are some people inside this hall that have reduced their age. That is why when you are praying and you say, Lord, I'm making this happen on me, who's going to save me? The Lord will look at you and say, you have already reduced your age. So grow up. When you grow up and come to that age, I will answer this prayer. The Lord is seeing you as a child, because your age is not enough for what you are praying for. So when you get to that age, the Lord will do it. Don't worry, keep praying. I will see somebody come and sit in front of me. He say 1970. Then I just use my side eye. I said, let me do a panoramic view. Then I see the face of a wizard. I said 1970. This man, my late father has not seen this man more than 10 years. Somebody came in front of me. People in civil service, they are corporate. Civil service. Civil service. One came and gave me her age. I saw the document. I said, you are the only person in this community that has said the truth. You look like this age. You falsify age just to make money. Falsify. Some of us have changed our age like 3 times. When you see a new job, you get younger. You see another job, you are younger. But these people are born again in parentheses. In parentheses, they are born again. So when you tell somebody, I am 28, but this is somebody that is 40 years. They will say, we are going for jogging. You do smile. Ngana. Because the engine is 40 years. The seat of the car is 25. So you throttle engine is not responding. Engine is doing because it is 40 years old engine. Some of us, we are behaving like rehabilitated Nigeria used vehicle. You spray, change tire, change light, change everything. But what is the make of the car? He said, lay up for yourself treasure in heaven, not here. Sir, if you know that a child of God ought not to lay his or her treasure in a wrong place, there are things we will not devote our attention to. Some people, the certificate you use in working, you are aware that you are not the one that wrote that WAEC. Must you have WAEC? Must you have it? People that didn't have it, are they not eating? Must you have WAEC? Some people, the BSc you are carrying, you are not the one that wrote the final exam. Machine, Suzuki, Yamaha. Somebody told me, I said that time he was in geology, year 3 or final year, went to write something for somebody in Unica. They entered and they wanted to catch them. He was just sitting by the window. He just calculated. And if you know geology, from that place, that hall of exam down, about 3-story building, he told himself, it is either I die or I die. They cannot hold me here. And had to jump from there down. And I asked him, how did you learn? Because if you learn like this, a lot of things will be affected. They said, when you are going for that kind of assignment, they teach you how to learn. That you don't learn straight, you learn sleeping. So I asked, how much was it? He said, man must survive. That thing not 2-3K. You lay up for yourself treasure. Where is your treasure? That is why believers can do anything now to make money. They want to make money by all means. They want to. You see somebody is telling you, my agenda is to be rich. That's my agenda, is to be rich. It is worse in Christendom, where you measure who a pastor is by the shift he's running. You measure who a pastor is by the size of the congregation. So even if a goat wear buba, and they all come into church, there's no problem. It's our member. Armed robber can be a Sunday school teacher. There's no problem. Do you get me? A minister, somebody can be a minister and has not paid the dowry of the wife. It's a minister. No problem. Let us. We are growing. We are growing. Somebody can carry the entire money of a local government as a chairman. No issues. He's a member. He's sponsoring the work. So somebody can be in the university and is dating a senator and is sowing heavy seed. Dating a commissioner is sowing heavy seed. There's no issue. There's no issue at all. There are Christians that don't have good study Bible, but they are saving money to buy iPhone. They don't have good study Bible. They want to buy Android of 200,000, Android of 250. See the kind of phone I am carrying. Whereas the Bible the person is using is just an ordinary Bible. No reference. No nothing. Just a straight jacket Bible. And you go to the Word Works bookshop and see Bible and say, how much is this Bible? You say, this Bible is 75,000. That is why you are waiting for Gideon to come. You are waiting for the Gideon. But you go and count 200,000, 250 to buy Android phone. But cannot remove 70,000 to buy a good study Bible that will make you a perfect person and a complete person. Matthew chapter 6. Read from verse 20. Matthew 6, 20. Matthew 6 from 20 to 21. But lay up for yourself treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, that is where your heart will do what? Be. What is your real what? Your real what is where you are in heaven, not where you are on earth. That is your real what. So you can say, man of God here, the man has 3 private jets, 4 private jets, and say, this is the greatest man of God. It is you that has valued him that way. But his real value is where? It's in heaven. So if you want to know the real value of that man, go to heaven and ask God to show you his real value. Not the buildings and the assets that he has here. Not. So you don't value a man of God by the size of his congregation. No. It is not by the plane he uses. It is not. You don't value him because he's preaching on CNN. Ask for his real value, because his real value is in heaven. It is heaven that can tell you the real value of the man. It is heaven that can tell you. So I'm asking you today, what is your real worth? I've not seen the topic here. He has not captured it. I say we are looking at the real worth of a person, the real value of a person. Your real value. Your real value is not what you amass and accumulate. I've asked you, anything that when you die you cannot go with it, that means that thing is not yours. Does it surprise you? Whatever you will not go with when you die, you are not the owner. Yes, you are not the owner. Please hear me. If you die today and you did not carry that thing to go with you, that thing is not your own. You were laboring for it. That is why you have a land. Somebody comes and steal part of your land and you fight. I will fight. Dead body will carry it. And call your children and tell your children, this man is my problem, this woman. Can I shock you? You are entering into a fight of a thing you cannot take home. You can't carry. Some of us have made enemies because of little things. You have made enemies. You have called your children and said, this person is a devil. This person, and you put seed of bitterness and hatred and malice in children, just for a thing that when you die today, it cannot go with you. You have made enemies over things. And somebody asked me, why do you always say, leave this matter, let the matter be like that and let it die on its own? I say, because that thing, if I go into it, I will offend God real time. I withdraw myself. Can I tell you, see, most of you seated here, you can't talk. If I want to talk, you will run. If I want to pursue you, you will run. Some of you think you have mouth to talk. You can't talk. Or you can be hired to tell lies about somebody. You can't. That is the natural life of a person. But when we come to Christ, we lay things and drop them. Because those things are nothing. The things I hear in my ears, I'll look for cotton bud and do like this and throw them away. Why? So that I will live in peace. Because if I give my heart to anger and bitterness, it makes no meaning. It doesn't change anything. It does not. I met somebody. I went to buy something in his shop. He said, my father told me. He said, this land that I left for you, if somebody comes down and say he's the owner, move away. You will have money. You will build another. He says, sir, I'm a peaceful man. I want to be at peace. I want to be at peace. You know, this is what Jesus said. He said, for it is easier. For what? For what? Eh? I'm not hearing you. Say it, because that thing looks like some people here. He said it is easier for a camel to do what? Than for what? Luke Gospel chapter 18. Luke Gospel chapter 18. Maybe that will be the last place you are reading. We can continue from there if the Lord permits us. Luke Gospel chapter 18. Let's do from verse maybe 22. Let's see. No, not 22. Say 23, 4. Okay, do 22. 22. Now when Jesus heard these things, he said unto them, yet lackest thou one thing. Sell all that thou hast and distribute unto the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come follow me. And when he heard this, he was very sorrowful, for he was very what? For he was very what? And when Jesus saw that he was very sorrowful, he said, how hardly shall they that have riches enter into the kingdom of God? Verse 25. For it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. We will stop here tonight. Look up. That's the rich young ruler. The other one was the rich fool. This one, the rich young ruler. I said something about him first Sunday while we were talking about the difference between the kingdom of God and the kingdom of heaven. This man, he said to Jesus, from my youth up, I have not fornicated, I have not done this, I have not stolen. Jesus said, yes, it is true. You have not done that. But yet, you lack one thing. You lack one thing. He said to him, go and sell your riches and give to the poor. Is that what Jesus meant? No. Jesus meant by saying, deny yourself. Now that you are a professor or professors, see yourself not as a professor so that you can follow me. Don't see yourself as a Dangote so that you can follow me. Don't see yourself as Miss Nigeria, the most beautiful. See yourself as an ordinary person so that you can follow me. Now Jesus was saying, the way you carry yourself will not allow you to follow me. You are sleeping on a waterbed. The Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. So I can go for gospel campaign in Capernaum, and I may sleep in Peter's house. If Peter just put a mat on the ground, I can lay down there and stand up by 3 a.m. and pray. If you are following me, have that mindset, because this gospel can take us to such a place where the things you have, you may not see them. So the man looked at Jesus and said, it is not possible. If I'm going to follow you, then I must have a house in Capernaum. I must have a house in Galilee. I'm a rich man. I cannot reduce myself because of you. So there are people seated here and they are not ready to reduce themselves for the sake of Christ. My aunt, I don't take nonsense. Even if it is pastor, I can talk to him. Who is he? Who is he? I can mean see fereke wo, nsi popono wo. Mpopono wo fereke wo. Nobody can talk to me like that. I don't think. Can I tell you something? Go and sell your riches. Your riches are still with you. You are still looking at your complexion. That's why somebody talk to you, you look at your complexion. You just want to make the person to know that she's nothing. There is something in you that has not died. That is your advantage. You have an advantage. So that advantage makes you higher than every other person. So every other person is nothing. It could be your certificate. It could be your position. You have come to Jesus, but that is that thing that makes you that the other person is not. Sister, if you die today, can that thing go with you? It means you don't have it. Because that which you have is what will follow you to the judgment seat of Christ. That is what will follow you. So when they go to the judgment seat, they will put it on the scale of fire. If it survives the fire of Christ, then that is yours. What we have now that we are boasting as Christians, it may not survive the judgmental fire of Christ. It won't survive it. It won't survive it. So you don't have it. You don't have it. That thing answer and say, you offended me. Of what use it is? Something that will not have a place in heaven, you are carrying. It won't have a place. It will not have a seat in heaven. You are carrying it. Why do you carry it? Why do you boast? My family. If not that, it is green pastures that is making you to talk to me. If you did not see me here, would you ever? People like you, I know where I keep people like you. Brat, rip rat, nincompoop. You manufacture names and call people somebody that God created just because according to you, you are higher. So every other person is nothing. That thing, will it follow you? Will that thing follow you to the judgment seat of Christ? Will it survive? Can that thing give you a place in heaven? Look up. He told the man, go and sell all that you have. Some of you, you are not following Jesus. I'm telling you. Because to follow Jesus, you will lose something. Some of you have followed Jesus, but you have not lost your immoral friends. You have not lost your bad friends. The friends that we nailed like leke, they are still your friends. Both of you are still intact. You are still intact. But you say you are born again. And you are still comfortable with those that are drinking beer and smoking Benson and Hedges. You are still there with them. They are your friends. Nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is that you come to church and still go back to meet them. That's the only change. Nothing has changed. They are still there. All of you, you are together. A man that will follow Christ will lose the world. You will lose friends. Some of us have lost nothing. The people of the world still appreciate you, and they appreciate your style of Christianity. What Christianity? You don't go a woman if I wasn't if I walk wrong, and as was name as was you, as one can baby girl me. That's the kind of Christianity we like. Your kind of Christianity is discouraging us. I wish you one God on spark. So you find believers. I saw one here in this church. I entered her shop and I went. A section is alcohol. If they want to speak in tongues here, the tongue they are speaking should break those bottles of alcohol, but those bottles are still there in the shop. So I met them. I said, brother, these tongues you are speaking with these bottles here. He said, Papa, my papa. you know it is business. My papa, it is business. He said, go and sell what you have and do what? And follow me. Sell. Deny yourself. Put them out if you want to come after me. So the man looked at the cost of following Jesus, that he was going to be reduced in the society. He will not be a rich man again. That following Jesus will make him to lose riches. He said, no, I cannot. And that is why a lot of persons cannot follow Jesus wholeheartedly, because if they follow him wholeheartedly, they will lose things. Somebody that was worth 1 billion will now worth just 10 million naira, because I won't sell cocaine, I will not sell illicit drink, I will not sell this, I will not sell that, I will only sell Fanta. And finally, so we pray. What did Jesus say? How did Jesus arrive at that statement? I told you people here before that when Jesus stand at Inwa top, that is the entrance gate to the city, and women are coming back from evening market, their load are so much that they don't know how to pass through the city gate. The city gate was small, whereas the load was much. So they will look for the beast of burden, camel, and every woman will put the load there. Just as we have trailer, people put gari in trailer from Benue, so they put everything there, so the beast will carry. Once the beast come to the entrance, so that the goods will not can pass through that small hole. So when Jesus stood and looked at the camel do this,
we will kill you and kill
sack yourself. I'm happy as
you